Hello, everyone. Welcome to Divine Conversations. Thank you so much for joining me. So, I have been called to do a sort of assessment. So, what I'm going to be doing today is a reading for moving through the new moon in Capricorn energies that we are experiencing right now. The new moon in Capricorn happened between the 16th and the 17th of January, and I know. I tend to be affected by moon cycles. I don't know always which one is going to affect me the most. I haven't really come to learn that yet. But I know I was affected by this one, the new moon in Capricorn, but indirectly. I was more affected because my twin was affected heavily. The divine masculine really made either has made or is in the process of making some really big progress. And you can understand that if you watch the video for the Divine Masculine in moving through the new moon in Capricorn energies that I have done. This is the video, the messages for the Divine Feminine in moving through them. But I personally was affected indirectly because I know my twin and the rest of the Divine Masculine collective really went through some serious stuff, and it was super, super good. Like, don't get me wrong, it was incredibly challenging. I was filled with anxiety at certain points. There were a lot of heart chakra clearings and purgings that were happening. So it was pretty uncomfortable, but I was rooted in the understanding that this was not coming from me. This was actually coming from my twin, and in me feeling this, I was also being yes, I was feeling it because we're connected, we're twins. You know, we share the same soul essence, but I was also being called to support my twin energetically, to send him love and compassion and understanding, and to reassure him that everything is going to be okay. And that definitely helped. And I'm under the impression that many, if not all, of just a major portion of the Divine Feminine collective has been actually doing this. And I feel like if you are watching this video right now, Divine Feminine, then you are most likely one of those individuals that have really been supporting your Divine Masculine through this energy, through this situation that you have been able to feel. So, what I would like to do right now is do an assessment for the Divine Feminine in moving through this new moon in Capricorn energies. What does this mean for us? Please understand, I did not say this in the masculine video, but I will say it now. This is a general reading. I'm going to be pulling for a lot of different people, and it is my intention that anyone that comes across this video gets a message that is true and important for them. And that is my intention for the Divine Masculine video as well, even though I didn't say it there. And Divine Feminines, I absolutely encourage you to watch that video for your Divine Masculine. I know you do anyway. I know you do, but I really encourage you to do so, because that will help you give more perspective as to how you can be of more assistance to your twin. Yes? All right. I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm going to get started. Oh, but I would absolutely and love to invite you all to have a glass of wine with me. Yes, let's have a glass of wine. Cheers, and let's have a conversation. Excellent. So, Spirit, I am asking you to please make me a clear channel for the Divine Feminine, and letting us know exactly what it is we need to know. What are the best messages for the Divine Feminine in moving through this new moon in Capricorn, January 2018? This energy of the new moon in Capricorn. What are the best messages for the Divine Feminine to know in moving through this energy of the new moon in Capricorn? Now, please know, this is going to be a complete freestyle reading, okay? I don't have a structure here. I'm really just going with the flow of the energy, which is the same thing I did for the Divine Masculine. I did pull cards from the Tarot deck, and then I went to the Earth Magic Oracle deck, and then I went to the Unicorns, and then I went to the the Fairy Forest Oracle, and I believe I want to do the same thing here. But I'm really just winging it. Whatever I'm called to do, I'm going to do. So, I'm going to give this 2 more shuffles. Spirit, please make me a clear channel for the Divine Feminine Collective. Please let us know the best messages for the Divine Feminine in moving through this new moon in Capricorn energy. Thank you so much for your assistance. Please make me a clear channel. Messages for the Divine Feminine in moving through this new moon in Capricorn energy. Okay. All right. Divine Feminine. Overall energy is the Star. And already this is telling me that wishes are coming true here. The Star has been coming up in readings I've done, in readings I've watched also, for the Divine Masculine. So this is also saying to me that the Divine Masculine sees you, Divine Feminine, as the Star, as his wish, as his dream come true. The Star is also talking about healing, not just of the Divine Masculine, but of the Divine Feminine. It's talking about the fact that as the Divine Masculine does his work and moves through his process of healing, so too is your process of healing facilitated, obviously, because we are one and the same, right? We share the same soul essence. So as one heals, we heal the other. And the same goes, honestly, the same goes for people that you do not share soul space or soul energy with. Because anybody that you're in a situation with, that you have a situation with that is either, we'll say, negative and has been destructive and hurtful, as you do your own healing work to heal that situation for yourself, you facilitate the healing work for the other individuals involved. Right? So the Star right here is telling you that, Divine Feminine, you are the Star. You are the Star for the Divine Masculine. That's the overall energy. I'm going to leave that right here. Next, we're going to pull... Oh, look at the... Wow. Okay, we're going to stop right here for now. So we already have mirroring happening between the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. In 3 specific cards. Actually, I don't think the 6 of Swords actually came up for the Divine Masculine in his card, in his spread. But what did come up are the King of Cups and the 10 of Cups. And when these two came up, they were here together. So we had the King of Cups here coupled with the 10 of Cups. Right? And so now for the Divine Feminine, in this reading, we have the King of Cups next to the 10 of Cups. Okay. All right. But so we already have some mirroring there, but let me start at the beginning. This new moon in Capricorn for us, Divine Feminine, has really helped us get in touch with our emotions, get in touch with our intuition, and has really helped us embody this pillar of faith. Yes. For many of us, I know myself included, it has been a struggle. It's been rough. It's been really rough. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's been so much anxiety and so much fear and you know, and just so much clearing and healing that's been happening in the heart space. It's been really rough, but we as Divine Feminines, we have really stood firm in our emotions and our intuition and what we know to be true. Our intuition has been so strong lately that we really have been able to say, yes, I know this is true, and I can stand here and have faith in it, no matter what's happening, no matter regardless of the fact that I feel like everything around me is crumbling. Because I know it's not. What I know is happening is that my twin is going through some serious stuff right now, and I am standing here being a pillar of faith and hope for him. Now, please understand, when I say him or her, I'm speaking to the masculine energies and the feminine energies, regardless of the physical gender that you embody, right? But this is definitely confirmation that the Divine Feminine has been standing in her emotional power and being that emotional stability and faithful and being that, number one, being that emotional stability, for her divine feminine, which is depicted in Faith, but also being an advocate for change for him. Really help him to change, to go through this moment. And that was confirmed by whatever that sound was. I really don't even know where that sound came from. I don't even know if you heard it, but there we go. Okay, so next we have the Four of Cups coupled with the Six of Swords. Now, normally, sometimes the Four of Cups can be like looking at an offer and being like, I don't know if I want to take this. It's about an offer not being taken, an offer not given, bemoaning an offer that comes in, being like, oh, that's not what I wanted. I want blah, blah, blah. And just like, and sometimes it can even, in that tangent, it can even be seen as an ungratefulness sort of energy. But that's not what I see here. What I see here is an offer is about to be presented to the divine feminine from the divine masculine. And the Six of Swords is saying to us that there is movement towards this offer. It's going to be slow movement, is what I'm getting. It's going to be fairly slow. I'm not going to lie. But the offer is coming in. The Six of Swords is saying to me that the divine masculine is really giving this a good amount of thought. And that's why it's going to be a slow movement. And that's also depicted here in this depiction of the Four of Cups. Because to me, this man is sitting here contemplating this cup. It's almost like he's working on manifesting it. He's working on visualizing it so that it can be manifested into his reality. Right? Because if you look really closely, there's a glow. There's a slight glow around that cup. So to me, that depicts mental energy. That's like he's manifesting the visualization of it so that it can then further be manifested into his reality. And visualization is all about mental power. So in this Six of Swords here, I'm being told that the divine masculine is slowly moving towards this offer of love towards the divine feminine. But it is slow. I'm hearing slow and steady wins the race. And I really feel, oh goodness. I really feel like I'm hearing that on a personal level. I feel like I'm hearing that because that's kind of how my twin sees things. There have been quite a few moments where he's told me to slow up, that I have been moving way too fast. And I totally get it. I totally get it. So that's definitely a message for me, but it's also a message for a lot of the divine feminines out there, because I know I'm not the only one that kind of embodied that Knight of Wands energy and just kind of rushed in without any Knight of Wands and the the Knight of Swords energy. Because with the Knight of Swords, I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent here, but divine feminine, you'll most likely understand this. With the Knight of Swords energy, it's like we had the knowledge. We knew this was the one. We didn't know why it was the one. We just knew this was the one. We had passion for him, which was depicted by the Knight of Wands, and the knowledge of this person being our beloved, our potential husband, wife, whatever, is depicted in the Nine of Swords, and we brought that energy together and just kind of rushed in there without really thinking it through. And it's not anything that's really a hit on us, because it's like we felt so much. We had no choice. I know. I had no other choice but to just rush in there. Like, I couldn't see anything else. Even though my guides were telling me to take it slow, I had no idea what that meant at the time. You know what I mean? So here, now that we're in this new, we've gotten through that whole situation, months, years, even weeks, whatever it is for you, we've gotten through that situation. We're in a moment of separation. A lot of things have happened. In my case, my twin knows I'm madly in love with him. Your twin may not know that, but some sort of revelations are coming, and now the divine masculine is in this point where he's actually contemplating reciprocating. But the only way he's going to do that is by slow and methodical planning movement. But the reassurance here, and all of that methodical and planning is coming through with the 4, right? the building of a solid foundation. But the reassuring aspect of it is the 6, because sixes, the number 6 is the number of balance and harmony within the home and family and love life. So having a 6 of Swords here in moving towards this offer of love in the 4 of Cups, we'll put it this way, see how the woman is moving towards him, and so when we put it this way, the Divine Masculine in balancing and accepting his feminine energies, right? So we have the masculine here who's driving the ship, if you can see that. And then we have the feminine who's kind of like leading the direction. Then we have this divine masculine here in the tandem of the work with the masculine and feminine energies is now contemplating this 4th cup, this offer of love, this stability in love. All right, so this new moon in Capricorn, divine feminine, is facilitating this for us. Now, we get into the King of Cups, coupled with the High Priestess. There are a few messages in this. First and foremost, this is saying that that your divine masculine is graduating into this King of Cups state. And that is happening because he is integrating with his intuition. He is integrating with his feminine attributes, his feminine energies. He's balancing his feminine energies. He is becoming acquainted and becoming closer and developing a stronger bond with his feminine energy, with his intuition. Yes? The other message in this coupling is for us divine feminines in saying, in a sense, have faith. A lot of us have been feeling the energy that's been going on with our divine masculines as they're moving through this pretty challenging new moon for them, for the masculine energies. It's pretty challenging because they're coming into the final battle with integrating this new sense of being, with letting go of this devil energy, with moving through this tower energy. Okay? So we've been feeling, as divine feminines and as their counterparts, we've been feeling a lot of this energy. And so the High Priestess, coupled with the King of Cups here, is saying, ladies and gentlemen of a feminine energy, please stay connected to your intuition and understand that everything is working in your favor and your divine masculine is, in fact, moving into this King of Cups state. Which in many ways I feel like is kind of like the last step. And if you remember, Divine Feminines, if any of you had watched that video that I put up about for the Divine Masculine, I think it's the last one. It's a daily reading in which we speak of the Divine Masculine building emotional maturity. That's happening, ladies. Because he started at the Page of Cups, and now he's shot right through to the King. And yes, it's happening quickly. A lot of the divine masculines are going through this stuff really, really quickly. Much quicker than the divine feminine went through it. And I guess I just got a little twinge of being like, well, damn, why do they get to go through it so quickly and we had to agonize? But to be honest, which do you really think is better? Being shot through this and not really knowing what the hell is going on, or having the time to sit back and really assess things, right? It all depends on perspective. That was a bit of a tangent. Anyway, the final message in this column is the 10 of Cups coupled with the 2 of Wands. So this is saying to me, Divine Feminine, that the 10 of Cups is being achieved on both sides for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, because a choice is being made. And that choice, because a choice is being made. Right? And that choice is the most passionate, is the wish fulfillment. That choice is choosing to follow the light and the guidance within. Now, to speak to the mirroring that's going on for the Divine Masculine reading, the Divine Masculine is reaching this 10 of Cups state because he's finally choosing what he knows is going to fulfill him. It's not an easy choice, is what I'm getting. It's not, a lot of the divine masculines are a little bit reluctant because they have to leave behind something that they've worked so hard to build. And in many cases, it still kind of works. You know what I mean? Like, not all of the karmic relationships that the divine masculine are in are that bad. The situation is just that it's not fulfilling. And I'm going to speak to this. I know I'm moving through a marriage. I'm moving through a divorce right now. And it's not like the situation was really all that bad. But the main problem was that I knew I was not happy. I was not as happy as I knew I could be, number one. Number two, I really could not be everything that my spouse wanted. Because that's not what I wanted. We didn't share common ground there. So I knew that I was doing a disservice to him and I was being selfish and keeping him in a situation in which he could not achieve what it is he actually truly wanted. So I had to let him go. And that was really difficult. It was a very, very difficult choice to make because to this day, I still have quite a bit of love for him. But he was not the one that I needed to be with, the one that was truly going to fulfill me. And I was not ultimately the one that was truly going to fulfill him because I couldn't show up 100% of the time. So I had to let go. So that's a lot of what's going on here. And I think that's a lot of what this Two of Wands is saying. This is a serious choice. Number one, it's a serious choice because you're dealing with the love of your life or your beloved being your twin. And you're dealing with leaving something you once invested in behind. But it's also a serious choice in the fact that in many cases, it's not as bad as many would want to believe, which only makes leaving a situation that much harder sometimes. Yeah? All right. I'm going to pull some more. One more column for the Divine Feminine. Ooh. Oh. Wow. Wow. All right, Divine Feminine. The bottom row here. So the bottom row is talking about is explaining to you what's happening with the Divine Masculine. Okay, so now the bottom row is talking more about what's going on with you, Divine Feminine, in moving through this new moon in Capricorn energy. And first and foremost, we have the Hermit coupled with the Four of Wands. And I know personally, I've been kind of in a bit of a hermit mode. Yes, I have gone out with friends when there have been situations has arisen, if I'm saying that correctly. But ultimately, I am in a bit of a hermit mode, and I know a lot of the Divine Feminines are in a hermit mode. But that hermit mode is facilitating a stabilizing situation. That hermit mode is facilitating introspection and subsequently self-growth, which is then in turn aiding the union between the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine, both within themselves individually and within the twins as a whole. Excuse me, I need some chapstick, my lips were dry. So it's saying that your hermit stage is aiding and abating, is moving you towards reunion. It's also, what I'm getting from these two cards is that as you are in this hermit mode, you're also sending energy. You're like taking this hermit energy, this hermit moment to help your twin. Yes, to send him beneficial and loving and compassionate and understanding energies so that he can do his work that he needs to do, and that is further facilitating the union between the two of you. I'm getting the more compassion and the more understanding and the more love that you can send to your twin during this time, the greater your odds of reaching union right? Because not only are you aiding your twin, you're aiding yourself in your own balance. So then moving to the Queen of Swords, coupled with the Knight of Cups. This is more of an obscure message at the moment. Give me a second. Because the Queen of Wands, well, the Knight of Cups is appearing to me as developing emotional commitment and fulfillment is what I'm hearing. Roommates are home. And with the Queen of Swords here, it's like you're really analyzing things. You're understanding things from a different point of view. You're understanding things from a different perspective. You're really cutting out the bullshit and cutting out the drama and getting down to the core of what's going on with you emotionally and with your twin, with this commitment, this emotional fulfillment you want to have with your twin. In many cases, it's also speaking to trying to decipher how you want to approach your twin. If some of you are trying to communicate with him in some way, it's reaching a new understanding of this emotional reality with your twin, and yeah, that's what I'm getting for now. I feel like we're going to come back to that later. But next we have the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Wands. And the Divine Masculine got the Nine of Wands as one of his overall energies. And for you, Divine Feminine, this is talking about the end, an ending. And it's saying that divine, and especially since this is a male figure here in this card, it's saying your Divine Masculine is going through this period where he's finally putting all this, I'm just going to say it, this bullshit to an end. All of these negative beliefs and patterns and the identifying with certain ways of being and identifying with these gender norms that are now no longer serving him, and he's having to purge. This coupling is saying your Divine Masculine is going through this ending in this phase, and this phase is coming to an end, and you're asking to just persevere, Divine Feminine. Just get through it. You're almost there. Just keep pushing. Yeah, just keep going. A lot of the times when I see this card, I hear Dory from Finding Nemo saying, "Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming." Yeah. Finally, we have the Five of Swords with Death. And for the Divine Feminine, this new moon in Capricorn, I'm really seeing that you are putting an end to these self-limiting beliefs and this self-sabotaging beliefs and thought patterns. I know I totally identify with that. And that was apparent in just me taking this time to say, okay, I know, I recognize that these energies are not mine. They belong to my twin. But instead of like getting dragged down in it and saying, oh, he's not doing the work he needs to do, what the hell is wrong with him, blah, blah, blah. No. Instead, what I'm doing is I'm shifting the paradigm and I'm saying, I am going to support you. I'm going to give you the energy that you need. I'm going to be your pillar. I'm going to be your lighthouse. Especially since it's what he was asking me to do to begin with. I mean, he was literally asking me, he was saying, I need your help. And so instead of fighting him, being like, oh no, you can do this for yourself. Why do I need to help you? Why should I help you? You were never there for me. No. Instead of doing this, we're putting this to rest. We're seeing the situation from a higher point of view. We're seeing the situation from a point of unconditional love. And we're saying, yeah, I know there's been a lot of shit. There's been a lot of fucked up shit that's happened. But I understand there's a reason for it. And it's not necessarily your fault. So I'm going to help you. I'm going to do what I can to be supportive of you. I'm going to treat you the way I would want to treat myself. If I were going through something this hard, this heavy, this difficult, treat you the way I would want to be treated. If I didn't already say that. You know what I mean? Like, all right. Now we're going to move to the Earth Oracle deck. So, Spirit, what are some messages for the Divine Feminine for this new moon in Capricorn situation? Give us the best messages, please, for the Divine Feminine. Moving through this new moon in Capricorn energy. Best messages, please, Spirit. For the Divine Feminine. Whoop, we've got one. Winter solstice reflection. So interesting because the masculine, there's another. The masculine got autumn solstice. We've got Gaia nurturing. One more, please. Woo, there it is. And we've got tsunami. Oh, tsunami. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. This is a strong message. I want to start here. Tsunami. Divine Feminine. If you are not in a space where you are, there's about to be some tough love coming out, and I apologize if this is triggering. I apologize if this makes you upset. But if you're not in a space of unconditional love for your twin right now, if you're not allowing yourself to step into his shoes and try and understand things from his point of view, this is a big wake-up call. This new moon is a huge wake-up call for you. You need to be doing that. He needs your assistance. He needs your help. He can't do this by himself. I mean, I only say he can't do this by himself because he's not meant to do this by himself. If he were, you know what I mean? Like, if we were meant to, God, this is going to be such a controversial statement, but if we were meant to truly do things on our own by ourselves, we wouldn't have a divine counterpart, you know? And I know this is a controversial statement because not everyone comes into union with their twin, and not everyone even really knows about the twin flame dynamic. But at the same time, it's like, okay, but you can do this by yourself. You're not necessarily meant to, is the message that's coming through here. So this tsunami is bringing a cleansing for you, Divine Feminines that are still in this moment of resentment. And I think that's also where this winter solstice comes into play. Some of you feel really cold and icy, and I know we're in the winter period in the Northeast here, so it's really about perseverance here. But if you feel stagnant in any way, stuck even, frozen in time and space, like you can't get out of it, like there's no hope, like there's no way this union could ever happen, like there's no way this person could be your twin, like if you're experiencing some sort of energy like that, allow this new moon in Capricorn to really wash that stuff away, to really be your wake-up call here. And in Gaia, nurturing, you're getting a similar message as the Divine Masculine was getting. Nurture yourself. Reconnect with Earth. Go out and be in nature. Find ways to heal and support and nurture yourself. Have compassion for yourself and give yourself a break sometimes. Because trust me, this energy is powerful and super beneficial, but it is rough. Yeah, it's rough. The other message that's coming through here is as it's connecting, it's continuing the story that came from the Divine Masculine's message in the autumn solstice. In winter solstice, the continuing message is as we go from autumn, so then we go to winter. And in winter, things can seem cold. Things can seem non-existent. It can seem like things are dead. This winter solstice card is, this winter solstice card coupled with the tsunami card is saying that there a tsunami. Oh my God! And look, there's a full moon in this card. I mean, we're talking about new moon energy, but the moon is appearing in this card. So this is telling me that this new moon energy is bringing a rush of cleansing. A rush of cleansing. Mainly for the divine masculine, but it's also going to filter into the divine feminine because we are connected. And it will also affect the masculine energy within the divine feminine. But there's a rush of cleansing and healing that's happening, and it's going to drive us into a winter of sorts, right? There's going to be a period where things are just going to settle, and it'll probably be really cold. It'll feel cold and frozen and whatnot, but just understand that it's only a part of the cycle, right? Because seasons are cycles. It's temporary, and what we're being asked to do is focus on nurturing ourselves in that moment, drawing on the nurturing energies of Gaia to sustain us throughout this wintry period, throughout this in-between phase from when we have this cleansing and clearing to when things actually start to bloom in the spring. Yes? Next, I think I just want to pull from the fairies. I did pull from the unicorns for the divine masculine, but for the divine feminine, I think I just want to move to, I'm feeling called to just go to the fairy forest oracle deck. So fairies of the forest, please provide us with the best messages for the divine feminine in moving through this new moon in Capricorn energy. Fairies of the forest, thank you so much for joining us. So, best messages for the divine feminine in moving through. 1. Isa. Okay. Strength. Stillness. Pause. Delicacy. Already, that is mirroring. Whoa! Okay, well, this one wanted to come out. I'm going to take one more. Okay. All right. One more card, please, fairies of the forest. One more card. For the divine feminine in moving through this new moon in Capricorn energy. One more card, please. One more card for the divine feminine in moving through this new moon in Capricorn energy, January 16th to the 17th, 2018. This one. The Weaver. All right. So what we've got here, ladies and gentlemen, from the fairies, first and foremost, we have Isa, stillness, pause, a delicacy. I'm being drawn to the numbers. It is a 17 card, which then boils down to an 8, which is the number of infinity. It's also a number for the twin flames. Already, this is mirroring the message in winter solstice just by looking at the colors here, but also the depiction. This fairy is covered in icicles. Yeah, she's kind of frozen in time. So with that, we have stillness, we have pause, we have delicacy. So that leads to the message from the winter solstice card in saying we're about to go through a bit of a cold season. And I don't want you to be afraid and think that, your divine masculine is going to be cold or mean to you in a way. But I'm already starting to see it. He's like retracted from the normal places that I would see him highly active in the case of my twin. So in a sense, that's kind of what it means. It's like the divine masculine is going through this major shift. And so because of that, he's pulling away. In his reading, he did get the Sanctuary card from the Earth Oracle deck. So that was saying, that again is speaking to this sort of winter, this pause, this stillness that is going to be exhibited between the twins right now. while the divine masculine heals and recuperates and works through the emotions that are coming from this big change, right? Next, from the Fairy Forest Oracle deck, we have Astrode, love, fire, sensuality, and fertility. So this card, to me, the fairies are asking the divine feminine to not let go of that passion that she feels for the divine masculine. This is also saying to understand that there is a ton of fertility within, that is kind of encased within this winter solstice, right? Once the winter thaws out, once the winter moves forward, there is a ton of fertility. There's going to be so much growth that will be able to be seen and experienced once we get through this period of settling of the dust. That's really what this winter solstice is. It's the settling of the dust. Because a lot of shit's been kicked up. Please excuse my my language, but I mean, I'm feeling some intense energy, so I'm going to use intense words to emulate them. But the divine masculine has really kicked up some dust, and has really put his foot down in many situations, and that's going to cause a ruckus. And this winter solstice, this stillness, this pause, this delicacy, this is a time of allowing that dust to settle. But the divine feminine, we need you to understand that there is much fertility, and we need to keep up the passion. We need to keep that smoldering fire going, beneath the surface, because finally we have the Weaver, and that says fate, destiny, and wired. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but this is saying that fate is being woven underneath the surface. Destiny is being fulfilled here within this new moon in Capricorn energy. There's no need to worry, is what this fairy is saying to me. You see the moths on my hat? Moths are guided towards light. They use their intuition to guide them to light. Your intuition is helping you to weave this tapestry of what you want to achieve. Weave the tapestry of that which is being fertilized right now, and that which will come into being once this stillness and pause has completed. But understand, Isa here also talks about delicacy, and the weaver who weaves the web also speaks to delicacy. So there is also a mirroring message, even though it's underlying. It's you kind of have to dig for it a little bit, but there is an underlying message here, divine feminine, of to nurture yourself. No, there isn't you don't have to dig for it, because Gaia is saying it right here. Nurture yourself. Understand that you are a delicate being. You're strong and powerful, yes, but you're still delicate. You still deserve care. So as you move through this stillness, this winter solstice, be nurturing and compassionate and loving towards yourself. And exhibit that towards your divine masculine. Because let me tell you, he's going through some shit right now, honey. Cheers. I'll drink to that. Like, he is going through some shit. Woo. Okay. I really think that's it. I mean, I could keep pulling cards for us all night, but I think the real messages have come out so far. So there's that. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know if this resonates with you at all. If it doesn't, let me know. Let's have a conversation about it. Yeah? I love you all. I'll see you soon. Bye.